milii, Crown-Of-Thorns. You can see that it gets its name. It is very similar in appearance to Ocotillo. All right, and that was kind of what I was referring to a little bit earlier. It gets its name obviously from the crown of thorns that Christ wore in the Bible. Okay, but you'll see these flower structures, and unfortunately it's not flowering too well. But you can tell it's in the Euphorbiaceae family by these. Well, it's just got a typical sort of Euphorbiaceae flower. But at any rate, it's four flowers. They're sort of. Do you remember the thorns that we saw on Carissa, the macrocarpa, where they're two sets of thorns, and they're both two on either side? Well, the flowers are similar to that on this particular. All right, so you see two sets of flowers here, and it's dried up so bad you can hardly tell it. But there's two sets of flowers on either side. All right, and they're red on Euphorbia milii. They're very small, and the actual showy part, and we saw this last week as well, is not a flower, it's a bract. Okay, so the red part is not the flower, it's the bract, but the part inside there is the actual flower. If you break a piece of this off, and I hope it works this time, you'll typically see a white milky sap. Okay, that is typical of the Euphorbiaceae family. Okay, it's not doing it too well today.
Look up there.
Yeah, see that? All right, so that there's a white milky sap that comes right out of the plant. Okay, the other way for you to tell the difference between Euphorbia milii and Ocotillo, remember the structure that we saw that was below the spines on Ocotillo, the ridges. Well, there are ridges on this particular stem, but this is like a 5 to 6 sided stem, as opposed to a more rounded stem on Ocotillo that just has ridges in it. All right, so, and it's hard to really be able to tell because you can't really reach in there and grab it. But you'll notice that those structures do not exist on this particular. The ridges don't make a lighter structure underneath the spines. Here, the stem basically remains the same color all the way down. Okay, so the stem is sort of a darker color, with the spines being a lighter color, and causing sort of a contrast in that way. And then obviously, foliage on this one in Ocotillo are somewhat similar. But look for the milky sap, and if you see the red flowers or red bracts on this one like this, you'll know it's Euphorbia milii. If you see the tubular flowers that are upheld like that, that is Ocotillo.
It seems like proportionally these leaves are bigger.
Yeah, but that's probably because that Ocotillo out there was under drought stress and then under winter stress. So that one this spring will have more leaves that are more similar to these. Okay, so I don't want to steer you wrong in that way.
I noticed that the thorns, they wiggle.
Yeah, they're very flexible.
Whereas I don't think the Ocotillo is.
They're much more rigid. Yeah, you don't want to. Like I said, you don't want to lay down in the bed of Euphorbia milii. Not quite like a bed of roses. Maybe I'll do that for Valentine's Day. That's what instead of bring home roses for my wife, I'll bring home Euphorbia milii and put it in. Never mind. So at any rate, that's our crown of thorns. Anybody got questions?